Well, good afternoon, everyone. Hope everybody's having a lovely Sunday. It's finally starting to cool off. Yeah, I know. Finally starting to feel like fall. And this will probably be a good time for you if you've got a hoop house or a greenhouse or a high tunnel, especially if you're new to them like I am. I've had this one less than a year. But it's a good time to start doing some maintenance on it, because January will be here before we know it. That's when I planned on starting. Since then I've already started. But anyway, like your fans, this one here, that's a little bitty motor in that thing, and I'll bring you over in a minute. And it run all summer long, because it's enclosed, it's metal around the bottom. And to keep it cool, I don't know the ins and outs. Dono don't want to get too hot in here. So it run most of the summer just non-stop, about like an attic fan. But the bearings are wore pretty good. So before it gets to time when I actually need it, I'm going to go ahead and order one. There's the little fan. It's just a 12-inch shutter mounted exhaust fan. It's thermostat controlled. And there's the little thermostat there. Variable speed. I mean, it's nice. It's a nice one. Let me turn it on. Maybe you can hear it from there. It struggles a little bit when it first comes on, and it ain't got no capacitor in it, as far as I can tell, but the bearings are wore. Couldn't really find one online at first, but I ended up finding one coming out of California. They're $20 a piece, so I'm gonna order two and have one as a backup. And when I use that one, then I'll order another one. Just keep one in circulation. I'll probably order three. One in there, two for backup. You never know when you may get a bad one. That's very common nowadays. So, yesterday I've already started. I was like, it's warm outside, warmer in here. Let's plant some stuff. I got some leftover dirt. And thank goodness I come in here. I had a fire ant hill in here, but I got them, sprayed them with some Wisdom. There's nowhere to be found this morning or this afternoon. So I come through here yesterday and turned on all the nozzles, seeing which ones were stopped up, because this water's been sitting out here since last summer. It gets algae in it like everything else. And so had to clean a few, and then I come back through this morning and rechecked them again. And just getting everything ready. Bled the dead gas out of the heater. There's my little heater. It's a 10,000 BTU. It's a dual fuel. You can do natural or propane. I just got the pilot on now because it gets kind of cool at night. And starting to finally. Now this one here was built in Salisbury, Heritage Steel. And when I got it, there wasn't it was just the flap inside this. So I had to go through a lot of sealing up. And I feel some air somewhere, which is fine. You want a little air exchange. And then took pipe insulation, tore it in pieces, and do it. It's sealed up pretty good. I mean, done it up here, all the way around. It's sealed up pretty good. I can't complain. I've done a pretty decent job, I think. I think you want a little bit of air exchange, regardless. So I got some of these here. I don't know how to pronounce them. I tried a peach melba last year, and it grew so pretty. So planted them. My bags are a little too small to go around it, but just something to help hold the heat in. Got the heat mats already on, and yeah. Then we got some Queen marigolds. Those done really good. This is the African version, so it won't stay petite. They get big. So we just starting a few, and we got some up here in the hanging baskets. Last year when I got this thing, it was like just end of January when they brought it out, and I had to wire it and put it, get it how I thought I needed it. Started with one shelving rack, and then 2 shelving racks, and then 3, 4, 5 shelving racks. This thing was slam packed full last spring. Slam packed. So, but last year I was kind of behind the 8 ball on flowers. And now it's going to be February before I start doing like tomatoes and stuff. Maybe end of January, somewhere in there. End of January to 14th of February. That's when I started last year. And they done really well. By the time we put them in the garden, they was that tall in a 6-inch pot that was root bound, and they had little tomatoes on them. And that's, you know, the same ones we put in the garden was left over from the ones we sold. So this year I want to get a little head start on the flower part of it. The marigolds, they grow really quickly. The others, oh, I've got some forget-me-nots. I tried them last year, but probably got too hot in here. That's one reason. You know, outside growing season's done. In here, this is just now getting prime time to grow inside the greenhouse. And so it's finally cooling off. It was like 40s this morning. It's going to be highs in the upper 60s, close to 70 this week. Good greenhouse growing weather. So if you want an extended growing season, you could probably put you a tomato in a 5-gallon bucket. And then when it starts getting cooler, bring it in here. But I've never had no luck, really, with growing in buckets. That's just me. May just be me. I don't know. But, so, let's see. It'll be a little while before we do the tomatoes unless I get a wild hair. Because cold weather around here is like January and February. And so, I can keep the heat mats on, give off a little bit of heat. The propane heater does pretty decent unless it gets down, you know, in the teens. So, and I can always, you know, wrap these up, put them in the house or something. But I just, growing season in the ground's about done except for the greens. And I need to do some preventive maintenance. So, got all that done, got my fan. It'll be ordered tomorrow, Veterans Day. Thank you, veterans, for your service. No matter which war or whatever, we thank you very much. Pour some Clorox into the line coming in. Filled it about from the ground up, and then turned on all the nozzles and let it spray. And opened up the door till all the chlorine smell was gone. And it done it really well. So we got 6 hanging baskets, and this is just a 8 by 12. Nothing fancy. It come with a heater. I took it off. I don't want my power bill that much more. So I got me a 40-pounder and like 3 20-pounders. I'm probably gonna get me another 40-pounder. Amazon. Best deal I can find. And that 20-pounders, if it's not real cold, last 3 days. Not too bad. If it's real cold, it may last a day and a half. And then the 40-pounders usually last 5-6 days, depending on temperature. So, yeah. So if you got your hoop house, your greenhouse, high tunnel, low tunnel, whatever you want to call it, if you just got one this year, this would be your time to do your maintenance before you start the growing season. Unless you started already like I have. So y'all have a great afternoon. God's been good to us this year. gave us a good crop of corn and tomatoes, and got other good stuff too. But the corn and tomatoes really wowed us this year.